Hey guys, big video today, and big video today. So I just, maybe I should start by saying I want to apologize for the video yesterday posted yesterday. I did film it yesterday too, but not anyway. So I filmed a video yesterday where I reviewed an egg poacher, and I just, I want to apologize because I feel like my heart wasn't in it. Like I look back at that video and I think, and I see, and I would see, and some people would say, nobody's commented on it yet because the video is not posted yet, but I would certainly believe that some people would say that the lights were on, but no one was home, if you know what I'm saying. Like when somebody when somebody doesn't have that that spark anymore, that kind of inspiration, that the lights are, that they're not home, that the lights are on and nobody's home. Like the lights, yeah, like somebody's there, but like somebody's not there, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, so today I wanted to do something that was a little bit more passion, right? Is what I'm trying to go for, to kind of like, keep that spark alive, that flame alive, so I wanted to do something that I had a little more, that I was a little bit more passionate about. And so today we got it, ladies and gentlemen, we got it. The Donald J. Trump, former President Donald J. Trump. Yeah. I'm going there. I'm going there. And this, this is, and YouTubers, they won't talk about politics, and then one day they do. And they cross that line from no politics to politics. And so that's what's happening today. All right. Mark this day on your calendar, whatever day it is that I post it. That's the day that we've officially crossed the line, maybe in more ways than one, if you know what I'm saying. So now I'm going to talk about politics, and starting with the big one, Donald J. Trump. And I think he's the one to start with. If there was a place to start, I mean, oh boy, I couldn't have picked a better place to start, and I did pick this as the place to start. So as far as, Donald Trump, if he's divisive. I think that is something that you could say about him, is that you either love him or you hate him. That's, the people fall into the one of the two. You either love him or you hate him, especially at this point. I mean, there's not a lot of people in between. Maybe there are some, but he's polarizing. He is divisive, that's for sure. And he's talked about, he's a lot of people have been talking about him and do still talk about him to this day. That's kind of crazy if you think about that. So he's kind of divisive. And so that's, if a YouTuber like me was going to get into politics, then that's a big deal, right? Because he's a big deal in more ways than one. And so today we're talking about him. We're getting into it, and and I think everybody's been wondering, everybody's been a little bit curious about what does Dingus Reviews have to say about it. Every YouTuber has something to say about him, and some love him and some hate him. But what I think people have been kind of waiting for, my kind of spicy hot take on the matter, and my kind of passionate opinion, because I have some strong feelings, and so we're gonna get there. We're gonna get right into it, and kind of talk about my feelings on Mr. Trump. And so, and for those of you who don't know, Donald Trump is a former United States president, and so he has some strong opinions too, like just like me, and and he's pretty involved in politics, I would say, at this point, and when it comes to his policies, like, he has some pretty strong opinions and stances on policy, and people, a lot of people, around the country are they're either affected by them, or, I mean, they're either affected by them or they're not. And if they are affected by them, then they'll have like an opinion either way about, like, one way or the other, like, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions about that kind of thing. And, like there's a lot going around. And so, what do I think? When I think about it, and I think about his policies, and I think about like where he stands, and some I might agree, and some I might not. It just, like, depending on which one it is, I might have a strong opinion one way or the other, or I might not have a strong opinion at all, and it just kind of depends on which thing we're talking about, because there's a lot of issues that America is facing today, and that's kind of what everybody's really interested in, is like, talk about the issues, just talk about the issues. Like, let's get down and talk. Let's down to the brass tacks. Let's get down to the brass tacks and just talk about the issues. And sometimes those issues are tax related, and that I think is really interesting. But I think that's what a lot of people are interested and curious about, are kind of the issues and where he stands, and where kind of the other side stands, and they kind of think about, like, what both sides, or what either side would do about each kind of situation, and what kind of solutions they would propose, and things of that nature. And so, when it comes to where I stand about some of these issues, and maybe solutions as well, it's kind of, like, love him or hate him, like, and that's what a lot of people like. A lot of people either love him or hate him. I think we can all agree, I think we can all agree that, sometimes he says he's the things he says and the ways that he says them are kind of funny, like, love him or hate him. Like, some of those moments, like, some of those moments are just like, no, that's interesting, and I think about that because, like, I like, when it comes to, like, the way he says things, and, like, so, like, his voice, like, I like to do, like a little Trump, like, I'd like to do a little Trump impression every now and again, like, and I think I do a pretty good, and, you can see for yourself, but, like, so, like, Donald J. Trump, he talks a certain way, and everybody loves it, or some people hate it, but a lot of people love it, and I was, it's like things like, like, that was pretty good, right? Like, that was not bad. Like, be honest, like, close your eyes and, like, and listen to that. And that's pretty good. Like, that sounds kind of like him, right? Like, oh man, like imagine sending that as my, like, audition for, SNL, that would be, I think I could go pretty far. I mean, I think I could go with that kind of talent. I think that I could do pretty well. I mean, they got a guy already, and he does a pretty good job too. But, like, and he, whatever his name is, but I think, when it comes to things like that, like, like, kind of take a step back and, let the professionals handle this one. You know what I mean? Like, let the professionals kind of, do that kind of thing. and in which case it would be me doing that kind of thing. So like, I think there's merit there. And so that's what I kind of like about Donald Trump, is the way that he talks sometimes, and kind of coincidentally, like just how I'm able to kind of, I can't do that with every politician, like Barack Obama, I could try. I could be like, oh, America, America, Barack Obama. I can't do it. I can't do it. But so like, but I think if I practiced, I could. Like, I think, I think I could get there. I certainly think I could, if I, and if I was in an SNL situation, I think I could probably, and they said, hey, we need you, we love your Trump. We'd like you to try, Obama. If there was a situation where either of those two would be in kind of a sketch or something like that, like I could work on it. I think I could workshop that and get pretty close, and I'm already pretty close. I just, it just needs a little bit more work. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what I like about, what I do like about, and maybe I don't, but like, cause either way, I guess, but I do kind of like the way he speaks, or maybe I don't, but like, that's kind of my kind of interest, and I, and a lot of people are saying, or they would say, because the video isn't posted yet, and I haven't really like done the Trump impression in a lot of videos yet, or maybe any videos, but I think I can imagine, a lot of people might say, and maybe in the comments too, like, a lot of people might say, imagine, imagine like a debate between, I'd like to see a debate between Donald Trump and this guy. You know what I mean? Like get these two in the same room, and get them going about something, and have them do something about it. And, and how I imagine that would go is like, Donald Trump would say, he would say something, he would say one thing. And then I think I would say something to the effect of, maybe the other way, maybe the other end of the debate, like maybe the other side of the debate is what maybe I would say, right? Or maybe I wouldn't, maybe I would agree, but like, that, I imagine that is, and that might be how it kind of goes, like that might be how that kind of thing goes down, like is something like that. So if you were wondering, how something like that might play out, then that's just a taste, that's just a little sample of what that might, and maybe, and that'd be fun, that'd be fun, because then you would get to see, two of the, you get to see Donald Trump's real voice, and then maybe if you close your eyes, it sounds like Donald Trump's real voice on the other side, and then maybe I would, and then the debate would be like, maybe because I would be doing a Trump, maybe I would agree with him, or maybe I wouldn't agree with him, right? Like we would just see how it shakes out, but like, that would be pretty fun. That would be pretty funny if that happened. I think we can all agree. I think that's what could bring us all together. You know what I mean? Is if that happened. I think that could really be, what the country needs right now. Especially with all the issues that's been that's been facing, and that it continues to face, and with everything going on. Like, I think we need something to kind of bring us all together, because people are at each other's throats over this kind of stuff. Like, it's just, neighbor against neighbor, man against maybe a woman or maybe another man, and this against that, and it's just kind of like that, all the time, and also and it's been like that for a while, and it probably will, it might continue like that for some time, and I think, we just need something to bring us all kind of on the same page, just to kind of hand in hand join together and be kind of like where we I don't know if we ever used to be in a spot quite like that, but I think the future could be different, you know, it could be different or it could be the same. I mean, you know, it could kind of go either way, but anyway, yeah, so that's the debate kind of idea that I had. You know, as far as Donald Trump goes, I think we covered a lot of ground already, and kind of what I think, you know, kind of my, you know, strong thoughts about that. And I hope, I kind of worry about the comment section after this. You know, I would just, I would, let's come together and kind of be united and kind of treat your neighbor as the golden rule with like, I'm gonna, whatever is done to you, what do unto others as others would do unto you, right? So like, just be really respectful and everything, and just kind of, find what unites us. And I think that's really the most important part about any of this and about all of this. Like, it's just something to keep in mind. But anyway, so that, I think that wraps up, all my thoughts about Donald Trump. And as far as what kind of rating would I give? What kind of rating out of 10 could you give, to such a divisive kind of figure, like, if you gave him a 9 out of 10, then that would be kind of divisive. That would be kind of inflammatory. That would be kind of instigating. That would be instigating to one side, right? If I gave him a 9 out of 10 and if I gave him a 1 out of 10, then it would be kind of instigating in the other direction. The other side might see that as kind of an instigation, and so what I think what would bring us all kind of together, and kind of unite the country in a way, in one small way. I don't foresee this as kind of the answer to all of our issues and problems that we've been facing, as a country. But like, I think in one small way, at least, this is kind of the least I can do, to kind of heal the divide and kind of bring us all together. And so, I think for that purpose, I think, this kind of goes a little bit beyond, just one man. It kind of goes beyond just one guy. And so, in the spirit of unification and, kind of standing together as a nation, I think what's most appropriate for as a rating for Donald J. Trump is, probably 5 out of 10, and that could change. I mean, that would like, if it was a 5 out of 10, that would that's pretty good. Like, maybe it doesn't have to change, but like, we'll see about that. And if it if it changes or doesn't change, that could change. But like, anyway, let's leave it there. Let's say that. Let's leave it there for now, at a 5 out of 10, and just kind of go from there and look forward, and with our heads held high and our eyes towards that future, that bright future. You're going to need those sunglasses because the future is so bright, that kind of deal, like, so let's do that, I think. And yeah, thank you.